Namaste, beloveds. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for saying yes to the recordings, and thank you for your presence on Earth at this shift of the ages time that we are really in as we are navigating the intensity of the present moment on planet Earth. So, yeah, we're all in it in one way or the other, right? Have to. So, welcome to this call. It is the Libra full moon transmission on April 2nd, 2026. And as we were speaking in the time before the call, everybody is going through something major in their lives right now. I think that this is across the board, right? And either something for you or something within your family, like everybody, or you have friends who are really in it, either physically or emotionally, or yeah, physically within our bodies, emotionally in so many ways within our families and within ourselves, and even yeah, physically in our outer environment. So we are rocking and rolling on planet Earth right now, and that's the bottom line, right? And the bottom line is that we've all wanted to be here, as cosmic beings and ascended masters in other realms. We didn't have to come back to planet Earth at this time. We actually chose to because we wanted to be here for the grand finale on planet Earth. So here we are, and we are the best of the best. We are the 144,000 members of the 144,000, and yeah, here we are. We wanted it so bad, and now that we're in it, we go, my gosh, we didn't know it would be this intense. But anyway, the good news is we have each other, we have the teachings, we have a spiritual sangha. We are not alone in this. The masters and the angels are always with us, and we're going to get through it. So sometimes when we look at the outer world and we go, oh my God, it's just the sky is falling. The earth is going to hell in a basket. We have to remember that all of the structures that have been put in place that were not aligned with the highest good for everyone, they have to be taken down. So we're talking about the financial, we're talking about the political, we're talking about the religious, we're talking about social systems. They haven't been serving the highest good of everyone. And as we go into, we are going into, and we are now in the age of Aquarius, and we are laying the foundation for the golden age of Saint Germain. That which is not real cannot exist any longer. So all of the systems that were not aligned and are not aligned, they can't exist any longer. So this is the time of the breakdown to break through. So welcome to planet Earth in this cosmic moment. So we are here to really look into the numerology and the astrology of the Libra full moon happening now. And with that Libra full moon that's happening now, we are in it. I think everybody can say I'm totally in it right now. And it's a good thing because we don't want to carry all that old stuff with us as we go into the golden age. In fact, we can't. We can't put the new wine into the old wineskins. So we are, I'm sorry, I'm distracted by having to make a connection here. So let's just put our hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. And just take a few deep breaths. Just blow out anything that is in your field that doesn't belong there right now. Anything you're carrying from your experiences of the day. Anything you have yet to do in the day. Just place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, and say to your inner child, this is so important. I'm here with you and I'm not going anywhere. I'm here with you and I'm not going anywhere. I'm here with you and I'm not going anywhere. And just let your inner child feel that. Ground with your feet to the earth. Feel your heartbeat beneath your hand. And connect to your I am presence. Directly overhead in the 15th dimension, calling down your tube of light, the light and love that you are around you. And then just giving your inner child a big hug. Just saying, I'm here with you and I'm not going anywhere. You are lovable and I love you. We're doing this together. You are lovable and I love you. We're doing this together. And take the big breath. And now I'm just going to go into the invocation. Close your eyes. Place your hands on your heart or in prayer position to receive this. I call forth now 144 Hathor guardians and 88 Hathor gatekeepers. Take your places. Beloved Alpha and Omega, Helios and Vesta, God and Goddess Meru, come. Gautama Buddha, come. Lord Maitreya, come. 5 Dhyani Buddhas, place your presence here with us. Beloved Archangel Michael and the Archangels and Archei, form a circle around our space. Anchor now your columns and pillars of light. Ein Sof, come. Mighty Seraphim, come. Gold and silver dragons. Beloved Isis and Osiris, Yeshua and Magdalene, Kuan Yin and Avalokiteshvara. Cosmic Mother Mary, Queen of Heaven, Archangel Raphael, come. Saint Germain and Portia, Pallas Athena, Lady Liberty, the Great Karmic Board. Sanat Kumara and Lady Master Venus. Serapis Bey, El Morya, Katumi, and Dwa Kul. Lord Luntu and Confucius, Nada, Hilarion, Paul the Venetian. Sananda Sanada, the Ashtar Command. My own twin flame, and your twin flames and soulmate families. Your star ancestors, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Andromedans, the Lyrians, and all the 12 star systems supporting planet Earth, and her ascension and your own. Call in the dolphins, the whales, the unicorns, the dragons, and the mer people. The the trees, the mountains, the minerals, the earth, the air, the fire, the water, the two-legged ones, the four-legged ones, the winged ones, the creepy crawly ones, and all of our relations. And we call in now the beings who ensoul the consciousness of the planets and the stars and their positions that they hold on this day. The sun in Aries, the moon in Libra, Mercury in Pisces, Venus in Taurus, Mars in Pisces, Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Aries, Uranus in Taurus, Neptune in Aries, and Pluto in Aquarius. Chiron in Aries, Lilith in Sagittarius, the North Node in Pisces. So let's just feel the presence now of the consciousness of the planetary alignment as they have actually come in. We see them now as in a circle around our sacred circle. And beyond that, we see all the ascended masters, the angels, the beings of light, the inner earth beings, and all of our ancestors on the other side holding space with us around the circle that we form. As we connect in now with 144,000 starseed who have come to Earth with Sanat Kumara and Lady Master Venus to fulfill this Earth mission. Let's just connect in with them. And with all of the groups who are coming together with prayers, with rituals, with intentions, in service to Lady Gaia and her evolutions. So we give gratitude now for all the beings who have joined us in all planes and all dimensions, all of those who are here with us and all of those who will hear the call. Each one is important in grounding this frequency, this transmission, and this teaching. Let's just take a big breath. Blow out as you come back into your body. Feeling now the inner knowing and the outer awareness that we're never alone on this journey. We always have resources and beings of light who are holding space with us. So this truly is a pivotal point. This full moon, Libra full moon, is a pivotal point in the trajectory of planet Earth and the ascension trajectory, the evolution of consciousness in the collective. It's the first full moon after the equinox. And we've entered into Aries season, which is where the personal planets all go into Aries every year. Yeah. And Saturn and Neptune have gone into Aries. They came into Aries on March 20th, which is a turning of the ages, really. They have not been together in Aries since 1380. So this marks a huge shift in the collective consciousness and the moving forward in the ascension cycle of planet Earth. So I like to say, we're not in Kansas anymore, right? We have come into a whole new frequency, a whole new alignment. Saturn is the taskmaster, and Neptune is the dreamer, giving us the vision. So we'll talk more about that as we go on. But let's take a look at this Libra full moon. I've named it Love's Sacred Alchemy, so I'm going to project that blend first. Love's Sacred Alchemy. Receive it now. And take the breath. Just let it land physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, wherever it needs to go to assist you in aligning with love's sacred alchemy within and without, and holding that space for planet Earth. So the Libra full moon occurred yesterday and this morning, depending upon where you were, at 3:12 Universal Time in the morning, and at 10:12 p.m. last night in the Americas. So we are in the full frequency of this moon. Venus rules this full moon, and Venus is in Cancer. She's happy to be in Cancer. And the date of April 1st, 2026, numerologically ends up to be a 15. And this is about love and abundance. It's about independence, creativity, personal freedom, and family growth. So if we look at those numbers, one is about the sovereignty. It aligns with Aries. I am. The words for Aries are I am. One with our own God presence. That's the highest manifestation of that. 5 is all about change. So 15 also suggests that we have to be responsible for the consequences of our lives, that we have exercised our free will, and where we are now is a consequence of those decisions. So whatever is happening in our lives, we have to show up now to take responsibility for it, because Saturn holds us accountable. Yeah? So whatever is happening in our world, yes, we can be responsible for it, and we have to say yes to making the changes that we need to make to bring our life into alignment with our own divine plan, with the evolution of our soul, with harmony and peace and alignment around us. So in the midst of that, we have to be willing to look within, fearlessly, to find what is really true for ourselves. And in the midst of that, it's not about beating ourselves up for what we didn't do or what we did do or what we should do, but it's really about loving ourselves free in that total acceptance. So I'm going to give you 2 blends. The first one is looking within, loving me free. So being willing to look within, to discover what's in there, what we would call the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, our shadow side, our excellent side, what we've mastered, what we haven't, and really being able to love all of it at the same time. And then I'm going to layer that blend with total acceptance, freedom through non-attachment and non-judgment. So here they are. Close your eyes and receive it. Looking within, loving me free, and total acceptance, freedom through non-attachment and non-judgment. Take the breath, really feel it, allow it to land. And you know, judgment doesn't serve anything, right? It keeps us in separation from ourselves and from other people, and it doesn't solve any problems. So, total acceptance is really what we want to do. We want to be able to be the observer in the midst of the chaos, right? I always like to say all of us are really called to be the Buddha in the city, to be firmly anchored on our lotus pad, connected to the earth, fully connected to our I am presence through the crown, in the middle of the city, in the middle of all of the noise, all the confusion, and all of the movement, fully aware of what's happening around us, but holding that space, holding the space for peace, and finding that peace within. Yes, we can do this. We can do it. I'm going to give you that blend. Say, yes, I can do it. Receive it now. Yeah. So the moon was at the full moon, 12 degrees 20 minutes of Libra, and the sun was at 12 degrees 21 degrees of Aries. And I love that code, the sun, 12 degrees 21. That is really showing us the mirror, right? As within, so without. The sun in Aries, what the experiencing on the outer, as within, so without. So the number 12 is about completion and divine order. It's about harmony, balance, and new beginnings. If we take a look at it, it's the one again is a sovereignty, one with our I am presence, and the two is about the partnerships, which is fully connected into Libra, and the moon being in Libra, because Libra is all about partnerships and wanting harmony and balance in partnerships. So that's really where the focus of this lunar cycle is. It's a cosmic pivot. It's focusing on balancing relationships through harmony and justice. So it's really asking us to reestablish our center, define your limits, and choose connections, choose people who meet you there, right? We are in the process of becoming authentically who we are, and that's what Aries demands. That keyword, I am that I am. What is the name of God? Moses said, tell me, God, tell me what your name is so I can, when I take these commandments to the people, I can tell them who sent me. And God said in the Bible, I am that I am hath sent you unto them. So this month is all about correction, clarity, and moving into alignment with what is real. And what is real is what's real for you. Not what's real for your husband, your wife, your mother, your kids. What is the real truth coming from within? I'm going to give you that blend, honoring the truth within. Receive it now. The breath, let it land. So as we're holding this breath, what is my truth? Ask yourself, what is my truth that I am not living in alignment with? And what changes do I need to make? To become empowered fully for who I really am. So we can definitely say that April doesn't let you stay where you've outgrown yourself. It really is bringing everything out into the open. The personality patterns, the dynamics, the truths. Simply so that you can see what you're participating in and what's producing results that support you and what is draining your energy and not in alignment anymore. So the full moon can bring up topics around challenge and compromise, boundaries, unspoken expectations, and taking a look really at the relationships in our life and how we have taken on belief systems and personality patterns that allowed us to survive within our families or that we carry through our ancestors, but really don't have any alignment with who we truly are. So the blend for this is alchemical rebirth, soul alignment. Alchemical rebirth, soul alignment. Receive it now. Take the breath and hold it. So what they just showed me was a picture of the 6 platonic solids that start with the circle and then keep going through all those forms, right? This is an example how nature herself actually creates transformational change into a greater alignment and a more complexity, right? So this is what we're undergoing, and in that process, there is the refiner's fire. So alchemy takes fire. It takes fire to transmute and to change one lower frequency into a higher frequency. For instance, diamonds are made of coal. And in that process, coal has to go through fire and heat to evolve into a diamond. So this is what's happening for all of us, and this is what's happening to planet Earth. So Libra, the moon in Libra is all about relationships, emotions, balance, and harmony. So this is all full moons bring up emotions very strongly, but this full moon also has other tensions that are inherent within it, which are activating this aspect of pressure, forcing us to look at our lives and to take action. So we have a stellium, which is a group of 3 planets in Aries. They're close together in Aries. That's the Sun, Saturn, and Neptune. And they're all lying in opposition to the moon in Libra. So let's unpack that. Saturn is foundations and structure, discipline and work. Saturn is Father Time. He's asking us to master cycles of time. He's the taskmaster. He's the one that holds us karmically accountable for what we've created, whether that is in a higher frequency or a lower frequency. So we're feeling like, I don't know, they're showing me funny things like, the thumb. We're underneath the thumb of Saturn. Like Saturn's really calling us to, okay, show up and be accountable. Neptune is connected to the higher mind, its spirituality, its dreams, its visions. It's the vision for the future. And the moon is our emotions and feelings, which is really how we anchor our dreams and visions into the future, is through the emotions that we put behind it. Yeah. So this is very strong. The Saturn, Sun, Neptune, all in Aries, wanting us to find our true authenticity, to align with our own truth, and to line our truth within with how we show up in the world. So for a while now, my guides have been telling me to suit up and get in the game of life, because I personally have many gifts that I've been holding back on, and many projects I've been given that I haven't taken action on. So at this point in my life, I'm looking back and going, wow, what is my legacy and what am I here to do and what have I haven't done in terms of really fulfilling my divine plan and my contract with life. So I think all of us are looking within now for who am I and what am I doing here? Neptune brings in the fog. So Neptune can be sort of add to the confusion, like we can't see clearly. Like in the Bible where it says, we now see through a mirror darkly. We can't quite get the big picture. So this is what we're searching for, is like, who am I? Where am I going? What am I doing? What am I supposed to do now? And I think this is so important because it's changed. What we did last year, or the relationships we had last year, or 3 years ago, or 5 years ago, they're not the same, and we're not the same. So our own soul is calling us to step into a whole new level of, one, accountability, two, showing up. Yeah. So this configuration of the Sun, Saturn, Neptune stellium in Aries opposite the Moon in Libra is actually good for projects and forward movement. So Aries brings us. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and this is spring in the northern hemisphere. So that which has been germinating underneath the surface in our subconscious is now coming out to blossom, to move forward, to be seen. Neptune brings us the spirituality and the dream aspect, and Saturn is grounding us into the earth. It's commanding that we ground now. And Saturn is an earth element, Neptune's a water element, and Aries is the fire element. So we have all of these elements in this alchemy, right? Working this pressure that is going to turn us into the diamond if we ride it out, right? So sometimes it's riding out the energies, at the same time setting sail for your destination. This is what this time wants us to do. Saturn wants us to create goals that are anchored in our own truth, to put a firm foundation underneath them. And Neptune wants us to fulfill our inspiration, our dreams, our highest dreams, and to bring them into the physical. So these two they're actually perfect partners to work together and to work with us. And they're going to be working with us for quite some time. So it's in our highest and best interest to make friends with the action of Neptune and Saturn. So we could say love's sacred alchemy comes into this configuration because it's tough love, right? When we really have to show up, to be accountable for who we are, to be accountable for our gifts, to be accountable for what our contract with life is, and to come into alignment. It's tough love from the universe, right? But the thing is when we come into the plate, and we face the fears that are holding us back, when we break through that and we actually enter into that portal, is when the game really gets exciting, because now we are playing full on, where we may have been sort of sitting on the bench and watching everybody else play. So the other aspect of this moon is there's a T-square created from the sun and the moon to Jupiter in Cancer. So Cancer is about the home, it's about nourishment, it's about the divine feminine. So in this T-square, they get pressure from Jupiter. And Jupiter is about expands everything it touches. So the sun being the outer personality, the moon being the inner, under pressure from Jupiter expanding, it's creating a tension between our emotional truth and our external reality. So what is true for us and what's not in alignment is becoming more and more apparent. And this breakdown to breakthrough is happening on the outer world. We can see the chaos that's happening out there. And for many people internally, as the soul is working this process to align with the true north of our own I am presence. So I'm going to give you in the midst of this, I was talking with a friend this morning via text, and he was responding to the message I sent out today that Aries is going to be messy, that the birth process is messy. And he said that his brother left embodiment a couple days ago, and he was someone that was sort of obnoxious in some ways and really not willing to do the inner work. So he manifested a way to get out of the body through cancer. And it was only 5 weeks until he was out of the body. And so what I said to him was, yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be leaving their bodies if they're not willing to do the inner work. They will get out because this is an intense time. And he said, yeah, it's the war that nobody wants to fight. And that really stood out for me because this is the battle, really, internally, between the human ego and the divine. Are we going to stay in the comfortability zone of the human ego with all of our excuses and all of our reasons not to move forward? Or are we going to align with our higher truth, which actually gives us freedom? So this is a message for all of us. And in the Bible, it says something like, the things that I do, I would not do, and the things that I would do, I do not do. And that is that inner conflict of the battle, looking at where we are and where we need to be and what we have to do to get there, and that struggle that sometimes we can enter into in the midst of that. So Jupiter is the benefic planet and actually brings blessings, joy, and expansion. So the square, the T-square, is putting the pressure to create on us to create change in our lives so that our inner alignment can align with our divine blueprint. So I'm giving you inner alignment, trusting me. So we have to use our own inner intuition about moving forward. Like we have to allow the subconscious information to come to the surface so we can take action on it. And we have to be willing to see it as it really is. Okay? So the blend is inner alignment, trusting me. Inner alignment, trusting me. Take the breath, hold it. So Saturn in Aries is sextile to Pluto in Aquarius. And that's been peaking from March 28th and it goes to April 5th. Aquarius is a humanitarian focus and it's very revolutionary. It's about structural transformation. Saturn rules regulations and control and big government. And Pluto intensifies whatever it touches. So Pluto is really calling us to transform. And in this case, transform the structures, the outer structures that are out there. And that's why we're seeing the chaos in the world right now, right? But the big aha that I got this morning in conversation and downloads from Lady Master Venus was this conjunction, Venus, not conjunction, but this aspect, Venus square Pluto. So Venus is about love. It's the ruler of Libra. Libra wants harmony, wants balance, wants peace. Square is the tension aspect. And Pluto is transformation and change. So Venus square Pluto is the squeeze that we're under right now, right? It is not going to leave us where it found us. And the truth is that this month is going to get much more intense than it is right now. On the new moon in Aries on April 17th, which is actually my birthday, the new moon is on the exact sign of my sun, which means it's really, really intense. And at that time, there are 7 planets in Aries. This is like never happened. So the intensity is going to keep building through this month. And so we really have to make a commitment to stay in our heart, to communicate with love, to know that everybody's going to be on edge. So respond in kindness, do our meditations, ground to the earth, walk on the earth barefoot, lay down on the earth, be in nature as much as you can. Stop the noise, stop the scrolling, stop the outer stimulus coming in from all of these other sources, because when you're taking in so much from outer sources, there's no room to get it directly from your I Am presence and from your soul. And this is so important for this month. For always, but definitely through this month. And I also got this message in an email today, which says, truth bomb. Change is messy. That's how you know it's real. And why this matters? Real transformation doesn't look like an Instagram quote. It looks like crying in your car, like questioning everything, like shedding old habits, roles, and people, and sitting in the in-between. That's not failure, that's recalibration. Growth isn't linear or glamorous, but it is powerful. If it feels like chaos, good. That means your old life doesn't fit anymore. You're not falling apart, you're falling into alignment. So let's just sit with that for a minute. You're not falling apart, you're falling into alignment. You're in the refiner's fire of your own I Am presence and of the planetary configurations. You are alchemizing your lower frequencies into higher ones. You are in the process of becoming everything that you're here to become and to be. So let's take a breath on that. And just know that in all of this tension and all of this compression of this month, that you're healing the inner child, because this is what it's about. All the triggers that we respond to in relationships really come from the wounded inner child. And I saw something online a couple days ago. It was about clutter, and it said clutter isn't laziness, it's unresolved childhood trauma. So the clutter can be the outer things around us that's the clutter, and it can be what we're carrying inside of ourselves. It can be all of those thousands of emails we haven't sorted out It can be our clothes that aren't hanging properly. It can be anything. But we need to really take a look. This moon is asking us to take a look and to come into alignment. Saturn is all about order. And sacred geometry, you know, the ancient cathedrals were built on sacred geometry for a reason, because being in that field brings us into alignment in a way that none of the modern architecture lacking sacred geometry can do. So I'm going to give you the blend, Finding Me, Healing the Inner Child. Finding Me, Healing the Inner Child. Receive it. So take the breath and breathe it in, hold it. So in the midst of all of this chaos, in the midst of the refiner's fire, in the midst of shedding the old snakeskin, leaving behind the past, the stories, the wounds, all of the ways that we point the fingers at somebody else, where we haven't forgiven them, we haven't forgiven ourselves. Basta. The energies are just saying, basta. Stop. Stop with the outer noise. Listen within. Find yourself. Find the point of peace within yourself. And go get help if you need it to sort it all out. So I'm available to do transformational work. It doesn't have to be painful. It can happen really quickly. As an alchemist, we alchemize. We don't judge what we're carrying inside or what we've taken on from the ancestors. But we take a look at it and we realize, we sort it out. Is this serving me? Is it not? If it's not serving me, what's behind it? What's the belief? What were the childhood traumas that formed that belief that are not serving me anymore? What am I carrying on behalf of my ancestors that's not serving me anymore? How am I trying to protect my child from going through their own refiner's fire? Or my parents? Or the people around me? Aries commands responsibility. And sometimes when we're holding it for somebody else, we're not holding it, we're carrying it for them. And that means that they don't have to go through their own initiation of the refiner's fire, because you are forming a barrier for them around it so they don't have to go through the intensity. So this is really a time of looking within, seeing what our patterns are, being willing to make the course corrections, because this is what April is all about. And I'd just like to say, before we see what Lady Master Venus wants to say, this other beautiful quote came to me today through a friend, and it says, "Every human heart is a flame of love burning to experience God." I'm going to say that again. Every human heart is a flame of love burning to experience God. So beautiful. Because what we're burning to experience is God within, the divine within. We're calling now to find that connection to our own I am presence, to anchor it in the physical, and to be authentically, unapologetically who we really are. Healed and whole. Free of the drama, the trauma, the stories, the wounds. To be our crystalline self. And that's the truth. So, let's close our eyes. I'm going to shut off my video. And we're going to see what Lady Master Venus has to share with us about this topic. So just place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, attune with Lady Master Venus, the goddess of love, the goddess of beauty, the goddess of abundance. Beloved ones, I am Venus, the one you know as Lady Master Venus. And I and my beloved Sanat Kumara, in soul, the planet Venus with our consciousness. And we have come together to stand within your sacred circle. At this time, feel our love for you as we wrap you within the pink frequency vibration of the sweetness of the Divine Mother's love. You are our family. You are one of the 144,000 who came with us eons ago to rescue planet Earth. You volunteered to come on this Earth mission. At that time, you were already an ascended master, an angel, a cosmic being. And you offered yourself in service to the evolutions of Earth who had lost their way in the fall. And so we salute you as the great ones, the ones who have come again and again and again to planet Earth, under the veil of forgetfulness. Because each time you returned, you had to take the vow of forgetfulness in order to embody again and start the journey anew. But now is the time of the great remembering and the great unveiling of the cosmic truths of who you really are in other dimensions and other timelines. And the removing of the veil of how you see yourself, the veil that keeps you limited and from truly seeing your greatness and knowing the totality of the gifts and graces that you bring and that you anchor through your human body and consciousness into the earth. And so, beloveds, no matter how inadequate you might feel, at this moment, regarding the part you play in this divine alchemy for raising Mother Earth's frequency and vibration and that of the consciousness of the evolutions of Earth. Yes, it is a daunting assignment. And you all know your contract with life when you inquire within. And truly, what is it that you have agreed to do in this lifetime that you have not yet done or started? And at the same time, being gentle with yourself. This Libra full moon commands truth. Truth in relationships. Truth about your childhood in this lifetime. And that which you carried over from other lifetimes. It is the moment of reckoning in one sense. But we invite you to turn that term reckoning into opportunity and celebration. For you cannot attain to your highest possible frequency alignment and giving of your gifts, of making the greatest change, unless you are willing to surrender that which keeps you in lower consciousness, that keeps you in judgment of yourself and others, that keeps you hiding those aspects of yourself or perhaps your past that you would like to just keep hidden underneath the rug. For in many ways, it's like the boil that has formed upon your body, and it is painful. And getting bigger and bigger. And the only way to move out of the pain is to lance the boil and to let all the pus come out and to restore the balance once again from within. And so, beloveds, fear not. Fear not this cycle and its intensity of Aries and the upcoming new moon. Fear not that which is to come. For the entire earth is being held in the embrace of ascended masters, angels, cosmic beings, and Christed ETs, supporting the collective consciousness, evolution, and your own. And so we come to you today to wrap you in a pink blanket of our love, to remind you of the pact you made as one of the 144,000s that you would be here at this time, and that you would hold the line, and that you would find your way back home to love within your heart, and that you would be a bright and shining beacon through the times of intense change, that you would be the ones to raise the Jed, the backbone of Osiris, to hold the line through the times of great transitioning on planet Earth. You are here in physical embodiment, and that is a miracle in itself. And many of you have survived so much abuse, verbal and otherwise, from this embodiment alone. Not even counting what you've carried over through the ancestors and other lifetimes. And so celebrate that you are here. And whatever comes up, greet it as God, Goddess herself, appearing at your door. Invite it in for a cup of tea. Be willing to take a look at it and be willing to let it go into the fire of the flame of transmutation, the violet flame. And daily bring that violet flame into your life, into your circumstances, into the planet, and upon the altar of your heart. Be the alchemist of love, for this is what it takes. To enter in and through this portal of the divine recalibration of planet Earth. Buddha once said in a dictation, "To endure is commendable, but to endure until the end of the earth is the only salvation for a planet and her people." And so, beloved ones, we place upon you each one a necklace that holds the 9-pointed star of love. This is the gift we give to you, the activation of the 9-pointed star of love. Receive it now. And know that you are the chosen ones because you have chosen to be chosen, and you are here now. We are with you. We love you. And together, we are doing it. Namaste, beloveds. Namaste. So, beloveds, coming back into your body gently or not, Take this message from Lady Master Venus to your heart and to your knowing, and be excited about the transformation of this time. Know that you are here to hold it, to ground, to be in nature as much as possible, to cut off the noise, and to listen within, because this is the moment of mega recalibration for planet Earth. I'm going to give you that one last blend. It's called Mega Reboot. And so, beloveds, I'm off to a appointment. I love you. I thank you. I bless you. You're amazing. You're amazing. Don't forget it. Ciao, Bella. From my heart to yours. Call in Lady Master Venus and Sanat Kumara. Asked to go to their retreats. Venus is called the sister star to Mother Earth, and they are all about love, and they've been holding it for eons. So call them in. We can do this together. Yes, yes, yes. So let's do our yes. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Let that multicolored fairy dust come down around you, around your life, around your family, and around the earth. Until next time, I love you.
Thank you very much.
Love and kisses. Ciao, Bella.
Ciao, Vera.